Welcome back to the Premier League show. Matt Jarvis is our guest this evening. We're going to talk Arsenal now and hear from Martin Odegaard, who says the team are focused on winning and ending the club's 6-year trophy drought. Speaking to the Men in Blazers podcast, the Arsenal captain discussed the squad's ambition heading into their final 14 games of the Premier League season and their aim to deliver silverware for the fans.
But until you win a title, you just don't have that experience. It's almost like until you win, you don't know how to win, is what they're saying. How can you break that catch-22, Martin?
Yeah, no, it's true. I think you have to do it, to be able to say that you know how to do it. So that's the true saying, and that's something we have to embrace. And for me personally, and also for a lot of the players in the team, we've been in this title race now for a lot of years, and I feel like that's given us more experience, and we can use that. Every single season we've grown as a group. I think every individual has grown, more experience, more mature, and of course with the squad we have this year, we feel like we're in a really good place. And yeah, we're just going to keep fighting and keep pushing every single day, and then we have fully believe in what we're doing and the squad. I think everyone participate, in different ways, some more vocal than others, but this year also we have a leadership group, with a lot of players in there, so there's a lot of players, and everyone participate in different ways. I think that's the good thing with having a big squad like we have now, there's so many different characters and they all bring their own version to the table, so that's great. And the work we do every single day, I think that's the biggest thing, what I see every single day on the training ground, how much we wanted, how much we want to work for it. And yeah, of course, with the squad we have, the players, the depth in the squad and the togetherness, and yeah, just what I see every single day, that's what's giving me the confidence that we're going to do it. It's great to be a part of that.
Arsenal are still in 4 competitions this season. I've got to ask, does it matter to you what trophy you win, or is the Premier League the everything?
I mean, we play to win everything. We want to win every game we play, every tournament we play, every trophy. As I said before, and key is to stay in the moment and not think too much about like the bigger picture or too far ahead. But I think for us, it's just winning every single game. That's our goal. So at the moment, we have to just look for the next game. And it's a good thing we're in all the competitions. That's what we want. And I think that's good to have everything to push for. As I said, stay in the moment and just try to win every single game.
Interesting interview there, Matt, and he talks about how this Arsenal team has matured and it's grown in recent years. When you look at that Arsenal squad from, I don't know, say 2-3 years ago to what you see now, how different is it?
It is very different. I think the hunger and the disappointment from the previous years as well for getting so close is there. The squad is, it's a really, really top squad with players in every position with 2 teams. So you look at it now and you're like, the players that, the window's closed, everything's done, they're up for 4 trophies. Players that haven't necessarily been playing loads of games, they're still fully involved in the squad. They're wanting the team to win. You can have that little thought as a player maybe that I want to play more games, but no, these players are fully into it. They have to be, and they've got a chance to play in all of these different competitions.
Yeah, and you mentioned there, the disappointments of previous years. Is a lot of the improvement because of those disappointments and those near misses they've had?
Well, yes, but obviously they have signed some top quality players in that as well. But it will leave, that's not going to just disappear. The disappointment of the last couple of seasons by getting so close, it's not going to leave you. And I'm sure that if they go on to win it this year, that relief is going to be huge. But they've got some top players. And yes, they're maybe not playing as pretty football as everyone would like, but they know how to win a game of football, and they go out every week and they do that.
I mean, he is the captain, he is the Arsenal skipper, but you look there at Declan Rice and you've got Gabriel and others there, and experience and leadership. He talks about leaders on the pitch, plural. In your experience, how important is it to be able to look around you and see a number of players leading the way, not just one captain?
Huge. And as you mentioned, you look into that squad and they've got leaders all over the pitch. They really do. So if Odegaard's not playing, it's not as if they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? Gabriel, Saliba, Declan Rice just step up, and they do it every week anyway. You've got to have many captains on the pitch. There's just one person that's wearing the armband.
Who are the main leaders in your dressing room in your Premier League career? Can you pick out a couple maybe?
Yeah, well, you had Kevin Nolan. Yeah. Carl Henry was a massive leader at Wolves as well. But there was quite a few in them change rooms that, if there was anything going wrong, that group who didn't need management, the team would sort it out in the change room, and that's where you have good leaders.
Yeah. Listen, last night's win significant because it got them to a cup final. They're one more hurdle closer to clearing for a trophy. What about the weekend just gone and the win at Ellen Road? Because the narrative going into that was all about, have they bottled it? Are they going to choke? The narrative now, after 90 minutes of football, has changed significantly. How big a result and how big a performance was that for you at Leeds?
It was a massive, massive performance, and it showed everyone that no, it was just a blip. That won't happen again. Great performance, great result, scoring goals, clean sheet. You know, what more can you want from a squad? And it's bouncing back, and they're proving everyone, no, we are here to stay. You know, and that's a sign of a really, really top side.
It seems to have sort of calmed and reassured the fans a little bit, because I think from some of Arteta's messaging to the media, it seemed to be targeted at the supporters, trying to get them to relax a little bit. Inside that changing room, reaching a cup final, beating Leeds in the way they did when everyone was questioning them, how big a difference will that make to the mood and the atmosphere?
Yeah, you've got belief. That's the biggest thing. You're going into every game, like he said, you know, going in wanting to win, but actually you feel like you can win. And as the games are getting ticked off, you know, it's just every game, another tick, you get closer and closer. And I know that brings nerves and everything, but they'll be so concentrated to win this league, especially because of the position they're in now and also previous years. But they'll be eyes on the prize for sure.
Good stuff, Matt. Still to talk.
Yeah. Honestly, the schedule's been ridiculous. And when you're playing a team like Chelsea, who've got that many good players, you know, they're constantly making you think, making you work. And, you know, credit to them, you know, it could have gone either way tonight. Could have gone either way in the first leg. But I think everything we've been building towards over the last few years has come together this season. So into our first final in a very long time, so we need to enjoy the moment.
Deckers, it's Troy. I just wanted to say, mate, you've just alluded to
Troy.
it there. You're getting to this point now where, over years, that horrible question, and probably fairly so, has been, can you get over the line? It feels different this year. You've just said it, you're looking to enjoy it. How do you now manage a game like today where it's not about winning, it's just making sure you don't lose the game? How have you dealt with that differently this year as opposed to years gone by?
Yeah, look, we're going into the game today. We knew we had the league, the lead in the tie, and we didn't want to put any pressure on ourselves. You know, my bad. We said to the boys, we all said it to each other before the game. We said we're one game away from Wembley. Like, how much do you want it? You know, we haven't been there for many years, and today wasn't just about, you know, playing nice football. Sometimes it comes down to, in semi-finals, you know, your heart desire and how much you want to win a game of football. And in the end, I think we got through the game. We won 1-0, and you know, I don't think Chelsea created much, even though they played well. But in the end, over the two ties, I think we deserved it. And yeah, onto a final now, which we have to enjoy, you know.
Declan, it's Nigel. Love to see your development,
hey,
young
mate.
Man, since we've been sharing the dressing room together, geezer, for a little while. You still remember that nutmeg? You still remember that nutmeg in training?
I remember you in the boxes popping it. I remember that.
Oh, you remember that?
Declan, we didn't need you to say that, mate. We know he's a ball carrier, don't worry.
Hey, listen, he was ball carrying when I was training with him. But anyway, Dec, listen, I know you're a humble lad, really humble, great kid. It was a pleasure training with you. Now, I think for me, you're definitely worthy of being in the conversation for being one of the best midfielders in world football right now. How do you feel about that when people speak to you that highly? And don't give me the humble, nice Declan answer. Give me the real Declan in the dressing room answer.
Obviously, it's the conversations you want to be in, you know. I think we're playing in a time now where there's so many good midfielders out there. You know, you watch football every week, I watch football. Every top team has top midfielders. So to be in that conversation's unreal. And, you know, it's all about hard work and, you know, putting myself, you know, it's down to the training, listening to my coaches, wanting to improve, taking on criticism, being fit, being consistent. So many things fall into it. And, yeah, I'm very lucky that I can play in this team and prove myself every week. So they're the right conversations to be in. But also, if you want to go to the next level, it's now about going to this final and winning. And hopefully I can get a few trophies to my name as well with this team.